Hi, welcome back to my eBay photo booth. I'm sitting right here in front of it. It's got some bright lights. Today I'm going to try to get some of I have several drafts of eBay listings written up, and I'm going to try to get some photos taken. I'm not going to take the photos on this video, but I'm just going to show you the stuff that I'm going to try to work through. I've been um, I keep promising myself I'm going to stop going out to get inventory, and then I keep doing it anyway. So I did go out this morning and picked up some stuff at a bunch of garage sales. I think I did pretty well on some things, but I don't have any of that stuff here. These are all items that I picked up over the last 2 weeks or so. And this isn't even everything. I have a lot more that I need to get through. That's why I keep saying no more, no more sourcing, because I can't, um, I can't keep up with the sourcing that I've done already. So, but let's take a look at a few of these things. So I wrote down some notes to try to remember how much I paid for stuff and how much I think I'm going to sell it for. So, okay, let's take a look. So it's a little bit of a mess here. I usually use this. This is a bed in my spare bedroom. Like, we have an apartment in our basement, and this is the bedroom. I try to keep this bed here just in case anybody wants to come to visit, but I feel like I'm getting to the point where I need more storage space and I should get rid of it. But anyway, I usually lay out all the stuff that I need to get photographed on this bed and then get to it when I can. But okay, let's start with this Sony boombox. I got this maybe 2 weeks ago. I think it was on. I think I got it on the 24th of May, maybe. It doesn't matter. I paid $5 for it at a garage sale, and it's always a risk to buy these vintage electronics, especially cassette players, because they have rubber gaskets or belts in there that deteriorate over time. So if this thing was made in 1994 or something like that, it's pretty old now, and those rubber belts are almost certainly destroyed. But sometimes you get one that just plays just fine. So I don't know what the difference is. If they use a different kind of rubber or if they don't use belts, maybe it's some kind of direct drive. Anyway, I plugged this in. It's been sitting in the living room upstairs for 2 weeks, and I finally plugged it in today. I put a tape in it, and it started to play, and then it started warbling and making a weird noise. And when I stopped, the tape had just been pulled inside the machine. It wasn't winding up. So if this was in pretty good working condition, it's probably about a $75 to $125 item. I'm going to test the CD player here in a minute, but I'm already going to just sell it for parts. I'm going to try to just get $40 for it. Like I said, I paid $5 for it. This is a little bit of a bigger item than I would want to deal with for only $40, but I want to get that $5 back, and I'll make a little profit on it, and just not as much as I would have liked. So we'll take some photos of that today and some video showing what's wrong with it, and then get it posted and try to get that $40 out of it. I suspect it'll sit for quite a while before somebody buys it, but somebody will buy it for $40, I'm sure. Okay, then last Friday, was it Friday or Thursday? It doesn't matter. Either last Thursday or last Friday, or maybe it was even Saturday. Now that I'm thinking about it. Anyway, I went out. I wasn't gonna do any shopping again. I told myself no shopping, but my friend at work was going out to some yard sales, and he kept sending me texts with addresses of the places he just left. So I was following behind him and picking up some stuff that he missed, I guess. But we actually were at this same sale. He was talking to the guy about some baseball equipment for his daughters, and I swooped in and asked about this. It's a vacuum for a swimming pool, a cleaner for a swimming pool. So the guy sold it to me for $10. It has never been opened. It's still, the label is still on here. It's sealed, so it's never been used. The box has seen better days. It's like somebody had peeled off the top layer on some parts and then taped it back up. But still, I think I'm going to list this for 90, and I think the sales history there's not a ton of these that have sold, but there's also very few that are listed. So I think right now is probably the time to sell it when we're just getting into the summer. But yeah, I'm gonna try to get 100 for it. I think I'm gonna put it either for 90 or 99. And hopefully sell it pretty quickly. But the other ones that are listed are like 165. I think there's one as high as 200. So I think I might have to take that outside to take pictures of it because my photo booth here isn't big enough for it. Okay, what do we have next? Okay, last weekend, last Saturday, I can't remember now. I think 2 Saturdays ago, we went on vacation for a couple of days. And before we left that morning, I went out and stopped at some sales. And I got this one house. I bought a ton of stuff and she charged me $30. So she was selling all the clothes there for $1 a piece. But then by the time I just kind of lotted some stuff up, I didn't pay anywhere near that for the stuff I got. So there's a bunch more of this upstairs that I haven't gotten to yet, but I have a couple of items from that sale ready to list. I have listed a bunch of stuff from that sale, but none of the clothing yet. So this is a pair of Adidas. They're like tear-off pants, like warm-up pants. It looks like they probably could use some going over with an electric razor to get some of the pilling off of it, but they're not really too bad. I don't think they were probably worn much at all. Anyway, I only paid 58 cents for each item that I bought at that sale. And these pants aren't like, they're not huge winners, maybe $20, maybe 24. I think I'll list them for $22.99 and see if I can get that price for them or if I'll have to lower the price as time goes on. So there was also a bunch of Adidas sweatshirts. This is the first one I pulled out. It's a hoodie. And unfortunately, it doesn't have any tags in it. And I don't see any evidence that somebody cut the tags out. So I'm not sure what that means. But it has this little label on the back that says Clima Warm. And I don't know what size it is, but it's pretty small. So I'm going to have to list it. Take a lot of measurements and then tell the customer to rely on the measurements and not on a tag size because I just don't know what size it is. I think maybe I'll run all these clothes through the wash. I know there's at least one sweatshirt that had some marks on it that I definitely need to wash off. So maybe I will just put everything through there before taking photos. Okay. There was a garage sale. There's a lady right in the neighborhood where I work, and she has a garage sale every single Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday during the week, during the summertime. And I'm not sure how she gets away with it because all of these villages have ordinances about how many sales you can have, and you have to get a permit and everything, but she keeps doing it. And I typically don't go to that sale because it's just, it's the same stuff every time. But the last week was the first week that she opened, and I went there on a Thursday, which was basically the first day that she was there. And I picked up a couple of things. And I passed up these jeans I was looking at. They were Ralph Lauren polo denim jeans. I didn't buy them. They're probably only $1 or $2. I bought a Culver's sweatshirt, like a hoodie not from Culver's, from Raising Cane's, the chicken restaurant, and I sold that already. I paid $2 for that, and I sold it for $30. Something else. I bought some other shirts there. Oh, like Chicago Bears Victoria's Secret sweatshirt. I guess Victoria's Secret licensed the Chicago Bears logo for a while. So I decided when I got home, I was thinking about those jeans and I looked them up, and I don't know. I mean, it's hard to know why some jeans are more valuable than others, but I saw that some of those Polo Ralph Lauren blue jeans were selling for, hundreds of dollars. So I decided to go back to that sale and see if I could find those pants. I couldn't find them, but I found this Salem 7 pullover, quarter zip pullover. And again, it's not really like a huge seller. I'll probably list it for $22 or $23, but I only paid $1 for it. I think this one needs to get run over with the electric shaver too, like sweater, to get the pilling off of it. Okay, while I was there, I also got this. It's like a fencing sword for practicing fencing, and it's like, I don't know exactly how it works with it plugs in to keep score of how many hits you got or how many hits you took. I'm not sure exactly. She sold this, everything related to this fencing stuff, for $5. There's also this women's chest plate to protect yourself from getting stabbed. I didn't realize it until I got home, but the tip is broken off. So I don't know if that's going to affect the value, because I think most of the value is in these cords. So here's 3 tips that were included. So they must have had at least 3 swords that broke. Then some people call them sabers, some people call them epes, some people just call them swords. I used all 3 of those terms, and I'm not sure if I'm correct on doing that, but I'm going to try to list this setup for I think like $55. I'm going to divide this up. Say since I paid $5 for everything, I'll call this $1 cost of goods, and I'll be able to sell this hopefully for like $10 or $12. So this isn't really a big deal. I could include it in here, but then it would make an awkward sized box. So I decided to sell it separately for shipping. It would be cumbersome to combine all this stuff together. But I saw one sword like this sold for like $35, but it was not necessarily broken. It kind of looked like in the photos it was broken at the hilt, but they didn't say that in the description, and they sold it for like $40 or $50. But I saw some of these sets of cables that sold for $35 each. So I'm just going to put all this stuff together and put $55 on it and say it was a $4 cost of goods. So hopefully this will sell quickly and we'll get a little bit of profit on it. Okay, what's next? Okay, from that estate sale where I got all of this Adidas stuff, I got a ton of hats. And I'm not going to go through all of these right now, but I pulled out the 2 that I think are sort of the coolest. So these are just the ones that were ready to list without having to be cleaned or washed or whatever. I did get that steamer, so I think I'm going to steam all these and try to reshape the hats a little bit to make them a little more presentable for selling. And I have a tub in the other room right now with some of the other ones soaking in OxyClean, trying to get the sweat stains out of the headbands. But these I'm going to just sell as is. So this one I think is pretty cool. It's a Chicago Blackhawks. They must have given these out at a game I'm guessing they gave these out on St. Patrick's Day. It has this NBC logo and says CSN. I'm not sure what that is. CSN. For a while they had CSNBC, but I'm not sure what CSN is. Anyway, this came from that sale where I paid 58 cents. I paid $30 for everything I got, so this hat cost me 58 cents, and I think it's worth about 16. It's not a big seller. This Masters 2012 golf tournament one is a little bit better, maybe $24, $25 on this one. There's a bunch here. None of them are like, big sellers. I think this is considered a Tiger Woods. I'm not sure if this is Tiger Woods logo or what that logo is, but this one might be worth a little bit more. It has this metal logo on it. What else have we got here? Jellystone Park, probably not worth a lot. This goofy one, it's what is it called? Disney Unlimited, Mickey Unlimited. So I think all of these are worth between like $12 and $25. This one's cool. I thought this one would be worth a little bit more, but it's not. It's Men in Black, and then it says featuring Ray-Ban on the back. So this would be like a dual promotional hat for Man in Black, the movie. What year was that? 1997? Something like that? Oh yeah, so it's 1997 right on the tag. So I thought that one would be good, but it's not really worth a whole lot. Okay, what else do I have here? Okay, that same day when I was out with my friend from work, this is the first sale that he sent me the link to, and I stopped there and I got these vintage pants. They're what are they called? There's a big tag in here somewhere. They're Hagar and it's called Expandomatic. These are some like real 70s things with, you know, minor bell bottoms on them, but this pattern is pretty crazy. I had another pair of these that I already listed. I think I paid $4 a piece for these pairs of pants, and when I was at the sale, I was looking them up, and I found exact duplicates of both of those pants that sold for $70 each. But when I got home, I couldn't find those listings again. I'm not sure what's going on with eBay, where sometimes you search for stuff and it comes up on your phone, but it doesn't come up on a laptop or a desktop computer. Okay, this is the last thing I'm going to show you. And this is something I was just about to pass up. They had a lot of vintage clothes there, like women's clothes, but I don't really know women's clothes that well. And I think I probably could have done okay if I knew a little bit more. This is a very weird sale where almost everything had strange prices on it. Like, you know, there would be one item there that was 50 cents, and then the one next to it is $3.75. And then this shirt, I think, was either this was $3. Those jeans were $4. I mean, those pants I just showed you were $4 or $5. But a lot of stuff ended with 75 cents, which, I mean, by the time you do the math, is it really worth it to charge 75 cents? Just charge me $1. It's fine. Anyway, this is from a company called Spanish Harlem. I think it's from the 90s, and it has Al Pacino and Marlon Brando. So I think this is supposed to be Scarface. But I'm not sure if this is Al Pacino from The Godfather and this is Marlon Brando from The Godfather, or it's supposed to be The Godfather and Scarface. I think it's probably Michael Corleone. He's got the rose on like he's going to a wedding, so I'm not sure. Anyway, Spanish Harlem is the brand, and this is a 4X, which I think is going to make it easy to sell. I'm not sure. Anyway, I paid $3 for it. I saw only one has sold, and there are none listed, but that one that was sold for $70. $70 for this shirt, so I'm going to list it for $65. I probably could try to get the whole 70, but I'm going to just stay a little bit low and try to sell it quickly. So this is the stuff I'm going to work on this afternoon and try to get everything here listed as soon as I can. I was planning on taking a little break from listing, and I did not list anything at all yesterday, but I just have so much stuff around here that I don't have that choice. I got to get this stuff cleaned out, and I got to stop sourcing. So I went out this morning, filled the whole car with stuff. So maybe over the next few weeks, you'll see some of those things pop up on a video like this. I got a bunch of records, and I usually stay away from records, but I bought a bunch of records. I'm going to try to get those listed quickly. What else did I get today? I don't know. So much. I went through so much stuff that I couldn't even tell you what I bought. But yeah, keep an eye out if you're interested in seeing what's coming up. So thanks for watching. I'm going to cut it right now, and then we'll see you again next time. Bye.